I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CTA Review. Today is April 22, Tuesday, 2025. Hope you had a good day today. So like we talked about yesterday. So remember, if I give you options, obviously we have an option down, we have an option up, right? And some say, oh, you don't record and you don't show trades anymore. And all the other, I'm not saying you do. But if people are logically thinking this, it's like, well, hold on a second. If I'm telling you the day before, the options, we never know what's really going to happen in the market. But the greatest traders are going to have great ideas. And I preach this all the time. And you have to have that. So what were the buying ideas? Even if we were selling, well, we have multiple reasons of buying today because of the fact, even if you watch yesterday's video, I was even saying this right here before he was really pushing up. Like, well, we made a lower low now. We got into this area. What's logical? Okay, to come back up and wipe out some liquidity in general. So I said either you were gonna, push up here to come up, get to this gap. I was very specific about this gap right here, and also the algorithmic divergence of Dow hitting their gap here, which we wanted here, which we didn't get here, right? But an S&P and NAS did not. So we came up to wipe out easy sellers, right? So if we were going to sell, I said we could sell from here, like literally right here as an option to come down like where the price is now. Forget this example, to sell down now. Or we come up a little bit more into one of these lows, right? And then use as resistance to roll over. So we already, Asia, London already up here, right? So we have an idea that, okay, well, this is in play. Now let's look at the options of buying. Buying, I said, pushing up to here, as you can see, to come up to here and then to sell back down if we're super bearish. Now let's look at the other option here. It's at 32.58. 32.58. Okay. So this option was also said yesterday where price was, we would dip in, into this imbalance right here, dip in, and then, because by then the market was pretty much closed almost, but dip in and then push up, really push up. Okay, so what do both these examples that I'm showing you now as far as us going up have in common? Going up, right? And with this liquidity. So we base that logic. Now, if you take a look at the price action, you'll see that, we came in, look how we came in. We came in with this candle here, we dipped in. It's a breakout level. If you look on a 15-minute, you'll be able to see the structure using as support, this up candle, this 1230 from yesterday. You can see if I draw a line right there, that's just breakout, level, support, breakout again. We have that already in motion. That's higher high. I'm sorry, that's breakout level with imbalance and support to the, look at that. And then again, happening already pre-930. We're doing the same thing here. All right, there's not a lot going on here, so don't get confused. But you already got that order flow. We're pushing up. What's the draw? What's the agenda here? 930, I would have liked to have seen it more lower if we were going to kind of sell for that other option of us pushing up, remember, and then coming down. But we have to be flexible with our understanding and what's possible. We have the opening range gap from yesterday completely unfilled. When we're going up, that's also their agenda, plus all these lower highs that were damn super easy. If these were so easy to get in with the sell, which we took yesterday, well then, the understanding is to come up at 930, especially being here. I'm not showing the candles on purpose. But again, big opening range gap, trying to get people to buy, and then we have that liquidity built. This is a pretty nice response. I'm surprised that it actually still came up here, but I'll get to that in a second. But okay, so we have, if you look at the levels here, let me move the daily imbalance just over a little bit, just so you can see it. All right, and understand that, we're still referencing those levels and when we come up. But okay, opening range gap, the purple here, the purple right here, this is what's not sealed yet. All right, I have to tell you this so I can frame the day. We have the gap, that's this present week. We have, that's what's not sealed in the purple, and then I got it quadded here. No rocket science here, right? And then I also have measured this swing from the low to the high right there. All right, is this down consecutive move. before we pushed up. You can see 1 to 1.5, 2 to 2.5, and 3.5 to 4 right there. See that? So when we're popping up, my agenda is already understanding that we're going to be coming up into this area to seal at the least. But look how they did it. Not too much of a discount when 9:30 opened. It just dipped in to the close 15-minute imbalance. Right there. You see that 8:45? Very, very clear that we're there. We're already up here, okay? So I don't expect to be buying so much. It's not favorable, but at the same time, the likeliness of it going up is very high because of the order flow already for the agenda that I'm fucking talking about over here, correct? All right, so we dipped in. Look, we respect up 50% there. We do it also there. Look at all the wicks coming out. Do you have that highlighted on your chart? If you had, this would have been an easier understanding to buy from because of the fact that we're not going to dip in. The reason why we're not going to dip into 50% or the midnight level is because they are locking it with this structure. And to be honest, super fucking easy. I mean, so at 9:30, if we're here and we did still not took out that high right there from London, well, guess what? You are in the motion of a higher low to higher high, right? You're already in that leg. So in this case, you're just getting a pullback at best and the range is small. So hope that makes sense. And this is also a breakout level. If you look at these candles here and then we bust through, let's look at the 1 minute. You can see it on the 1 minute. I'm not even going to show candles. Okay, lower highs, lower highs. Oh, we bust right through it right here. See how we bust through this right here? This area right here? See we bust through it? Well, we're coming back to wipe that out and they're not going to go any lower. Okay, so okay, if that's the case, and that means I'm looking for a buy, sell, buy. I'm looking for a pump first, possible dump. But in general, I'm looking for a pump to get up here. Well, if that's the case, you can see that happening here. If you still didn't understand, by these wicks on the right side of the curve, now look at this. By now, body closed right here. This 935 above the 50%. Then the 936 gaps up. That's another sign right there. Wicks down into the previous wick and pops back up. 937 opens, dips, hits. You can see this, right? It's not hard to see, right? Dips right back into the 50%. It's testing it. Coming to the 930, then right back again. All right, but they are higher lows though. No bodies in here. Pay attention to these details. So I'm looking, so it's like a dump pump in a way, but it's really a buy, sell, buy. Why do I say buy, sell, buy? Well, because the fact that, you buy and then you made a high and then you come back for a higher low and a higher high and a higher low in a birdie day, which this is kind of describing also a birdie day because the ranges don't come back deep. They're engineering first liquidity as well. Super beautiful and easy if you kept it that way. You get a retrace here back into this imbalance. You can see the bodies respecting there. We push up for a new high. Then we come back and we bounce on that breakout level. It was already happening fucking all day, right? And they do it again here. So if you miss this and it pushes up, I don't feel comfortable buying that. I wouldn't want to buy that. But any one of these slithering candles going up, if you had the right understanding, like if you're selling this and you're not seeing the selling keep going, well then you're wrong. And what does that mean? That means that if you're on the wrong side, go the other way. Now, I'm not saying to force trade it, but 9 out of 10 times, if you're wrong, it's going the other way, right? So that rule in itself, okay, buy, sell, buy. We get a new high. We're testing that. Look at bounce here, inducing here. Then we snag them right there, and then we come back and we snag it again in the wick, but that doesn't get broken. It's not coming in here. Done. It's a support. This is basic retail and super easy. We might be blasting off, huh? We didn't break that low. So anyways, I'm sidetracking. Okay, so take a look. But what's the understanding though? Again, with these ideas that we have, and you say, well, you gave me 4 ideas. Well, first of all, you need to think for yourself. I'm not saying you are saying that, but in general, if you're watching, you also have to have those ideas for yourself. Number 1. Number 2, ideas also change. So it's just it's jump rope. It's just again, if you were wrong here, they gave you the direction. I mean, like, it's very clear if we're gonna keep buying, if we're gonna keep higher highs and higher lows. Where are we going? Oh, look, dude, I got it circled here. Look how we come to the 50. Well, first 25%. Let me make sure I say this. We tag at the bottom, then we close above, and then we come back. We tag the bottom 25%, and we come and snag that last breakout guy. Excuse me, damn. We tag and we take out that liquidity. This is just a higher low though, so pushes up. Look how we're playing here, playing. Some drives here. It's kind of hard to show you here, but well, how can I put this? It's kind of like I'm looking at this like this is drive 1 right here, okay, and then like this is drive 2 here, okay, and then this is drive 3. You can see that, right? It's kind of hard to see it, but same time, algorithmically, we get to the 50, and then we get another phase up. So once we take this high out, it's 1, and then this is fractal. So then you got this little bullshit here. Look at this time distortion, wicking, fanning. Number 2, laying on the 50. Pay attention to that. Oh, we bounced right there from the 52, by the way. And then boom, we tag. And I've seen this before, bro. And I was like, watch them motherfuckers pull it back. Look what time it is. It's London close. So at this time, now they're gonna get a pullback. What, to wipe out these easy buyers, right? And look how they tag in for the first time of the sealment. I'm sorry, of the liquidity void that's still left. Right? Look how they tag it, and then the time is involved. They retrace it back. So dirty. I was like, watch them do it. Because everybody's holding the bag to get right here, right? So they pull back. Okay, cool. Then what do? They come down, and you can see here, we tag that guy, and then gone. Higher low on the RSI. Bullshitted here, but nice trade here. And then, but the why is that a nice trade? Because algorithmically, and I took this too. Where do you think I took this trade here? Where do you think I took this? You know I fucking took it to seal it. Specifically to seal it. I mean, I'm showing you this right here, right? Why is this? Because when you're buying here, this is a minimum place to take it. And I'm talking about literally that, because that's a previous day's high. That's Monday's high. Also, right? Obviously, the remaining void of price was created because on Sunday night we made that was technically the Monday was the high, which is the top level, but that right there is what is left. So in general speaking, you're targeting it. How many times have you traded and you said, okay, well, here's a gap here. I should have held it to steal it, right? And then, okay, I gotta be more smooth here. So also, when the 930 is here, we are at a 1 and 1.5, right? We also have that first imbalance from yesterday. That's the Friday level. We hit that here. Now, I would have needed to see more flow coming this way for us to then, say this is like the ceiling here. But we have all this agenda as well, and it makes sense to push up. But look at the projection here. It's 1 and 1.5. Well, that means at 930, where's 2 and 2.5? It's obviously up here. So pushing into there is now going to also make logical sense if we're not coming down from here. Okay, so 2 to 2.5 is here, but we're hitting it, but we're still going through. And at this point, okay, again, if you were wrong here and you didn't buy this, guess what? This is an easy buy. Those are easy buys. And to what? To come up into this. So by then, you can even flip your bias. But look, watch this. I'm going to show you some fire right here. So we get right to it. Boom. We get this drive 1. We get this little push up 2. And then we get the 3 with the big stupid candle, the manipulation that they did this. I was like, you bogus. I was trying to catch this bitch. But what's it called? Super hard to impossible to get. Then they shot this candle, this 1232. They shot it right inside. Right? And I was like, that's perfect. All right. But it was very difficult to catch. Then they locked the price and then they came down. Okay, 2 drives. And then they created this little bullshit, pretending like it was selling and you're hurting yourself. And then they did this bullshit. This was super manipulative. They slammed it right over there to it to take out these guys and then get right into this little imbalance and this up candle with this highest body here. So if I put a line right there, you can see that we're hitting that fucking open. It's literally the same level, right? So this is like you're not like, and look at that. Look how easy, look how perfect that is. But they were doing this so manipulative that you couldn't even catch that motherfucker. And by the time they snapped to it and they shot down, dude, this motherfucker, the price was already coming down. But why would you want to take this sell? Number one, we've already accomplished to the left of the chart. Plus, I want you to realize, I'm gonna bring back this daily imbalance. Super fire, buddy. Super fire. All right, and we are at 50%. Look how we came down. We tagged that gap, and then I'm going to delete this now because it's sealed and we don't need to show it. And I'm also, I'll leave that for a second. I'll explain something in a second. And then we are up here at the 50. So again, do you want to sell this? No, this is pretty scary to sell, obviously, right? But again, it was so hard to catch. This is the reason why I don't mess around with after London or lunchtime. Right, this is the perfect reason, but plenty of opportunities too. Look at this. So what do we do? Well, if you look at back to the 15-minute, when we broke through and we kept birdieing up, that's what I call it, right? Birdieing up. It's just super, difficult, and not, I wouldn't say difficult, but it's just like, there's no discount. It's just like solid lock price. No one wants to buy up here. It's like, dude, but at the same time, we understand how it flows. Well, coming back. So getting back to the 50 on the bearish daily imbalance, you see we tag it twice. See there, and there, right? So this is explaining how to get this, and what is the logic of selling here? You're obviously selling for either a breakout level right there, because we rolled right through it. We have 50% of the gap, because we know that's a mean reversion in this area. Okay, and what does it do? Look at how it snapped to it. Let me show you think buyers and sellers is impossible. This candle right here, this 114, it shut down with a wick and closed up here. And then the next candle, this 116, blew through it. We blew through it. We come in to wiped out easy buyer right here. And don't take that out yet. Just building liquidity. We push back up into the imbalance. Okay, we push down again. Now we tag those guys, right? We tag those guys. And then we immediately, here's some more bullshit. And then, dude, they've been lately on some fucking hard shit. But then this candle, this 126 snapped right to the 50. Look at it. Look at it. It snapped there originally underneath it, and then it snapped back. I mean, dude, it was lightning speed. Like, I don't give a damn who you are. You ain't catching that unless you had a limit, a little bit lower. I mean, but why would you do that? So, and then the drives down. Some drives down. This pops down. As you see, look to the left. When this higher high, we're coming back in, okay? Obviously, you got built liquidity, and they inched their way down. When? Lunch. So, again, London close brought it back to wipe out liquidity after 10 o'clock. Look at this 1052 candle. That's after 10 o'clock. Yes, we have this over here, but they saved that for later. So what did they do? They brought it down. Now it's 11:47, 11:50. We're going into lunch, and that's what they'll normally do sometimes if they brought it here back at that time in London close. Then they'll push it back for the rest of lunch. Now lunch is popping up and finale. Wonderful. And guess what? After the finale, hey, if you're holding that bag, you better take it. And then what do? Between lunch and fucking and 1 o'clock, you can see, and the 110, this is time specific. Look at the 110. This blue is the 108. Look at this up. This is 109. And then boom, 110. See that? Look at that. And they're doing it right at that 50 of the bearish daily imbalance. Super fire right there. But what's the logic here? Coming to the 50 at least. If I was able to catch this, that would have been my minimum goal. Maybe that, but definitely the minimum goal is 50%. But what's also very likely to come back down into, You see the breakout level from here? We popped up with that candle in 15-minute and that 15-minute. See this 945? So obviously we're talking about these guys, right? So you got these guys here, but look at this. Again, remember, if you didn't buy it from here and you missed it and it came back, and you didn't buy this from here, which is totally fine, what I'm saying. But guess what? When it pops above here and it bounces fucking 4-5 times here, if that doesn't tell you, number one, buy it to come up here, but number two, this can be targeted later, right? So what do? We pop up. So I'm going to count the sequence here. It's a buy, sell, buy day. So in the long ranges of a buy, sell, buy, you look at it like this. 1, 2, okay, 2. Now does 2 keep coming down, or is it now 3, which looks like 3? 3 pushes back up. Why did we come up here? Why? Back to this original story of today. Why did we buy up here? We came up to sell. I mean, we came up to wipe out all this fucking shit to the left, right? So now when we're up here, why would I want to come down here? Because I want to wipe out all the buyers to the left. And then when we got down here, okay, why would I want to buy here? Because we're coming up to wipe out the shit to the left. Look how it comes back to that 75%, the top 75%. Look at that right here. And you have time involved, which is the 250 to 310, and it's the power hour kicking in. See that? This is not coincidence. Okay. And then when it's got up here, what do you think? Why would it want to come down? To wipe out these buyers. And then why would it want, if it doesn't take out this low and it squeezed everybody here, why it's telling you to buy right here. Look at this. Look at it. The 3 drives, divergence. Why would you want to buy here? Because you want to wipe out everything to the left here. Oh, they inched their way up. But now, you got to remember that the daily bearish imbalance also has a quad level, okay? So we hit a 25%. If I'm eyeballing this, that's 50. 25, the 25% in between it would be right here. Oh, look where the price went. Look where it is, right? The present week gap happens to the open and the high of the present week gap is at 25% of that bearish daily imbalance. That's algorithmic. Oh, by the way, when we're pushing up here and we're buying, we passed that 2.5, the 2 to 2.5, right? We passed it. We're up here. Over here, look to your left, is the 2 to 2.5. Can you see it? It's right there, all right? We're here. If this was going to be a big rejection or sell off, then it shouldn't have really went any farther than this. Oh, what's above it? Well, if the price now is up here, well, we got 3.5 to 4. Wow, where is the 3.5? The 3.5 is literally laying on the bearish imbalance of the daily. So you're telling me this bearish daily imbalance was created right here on April 4th. We went above it, below it. We went above it, below it. We went above it, below it. Resistance, fell lower, got in here, came right back to that 50%. Wow, right? That's why I still have them on my chart, okay? I'm not trying to make it dirty, but I mean, I understand what the higher time frame is gravitating more towards. You can't make that up, man. You can't make that up. And that's the reason why I was talking about coming up here. If you saw the other example, well, it depends how they wanted to really do it. So, but once we got up here, now the idea has changed. What is this? 32.57, so 33.59. 33.59. So right here, I was saying coming up, right? I don't know how far it's gonna fucking go, but what's in the picture? All of this. We did this. We dipped in, we popped up to here. All right, and we didn't take out that guy right there, by the way. That guy right there, we didn't take him. We fell real short of him, and they did that on purpose. And then what did we do? We sold back down. So we sold back down, and we're like fucking, I don't know, somewhere right here. So we pushed up, and we came back down, and we're here. All right, so Okay, 24 minutes. Okay, so there it goes. So, um, 3 standard deviations, a little over a half. Notice they didn't take out that guy right there because they just want to squeeze him out. They're building liquidity there too. They pushed it down. It's back and forth, but overbought. I told everybody yesterday that we were sitting at an oversold on everything, especially the 1 hour and the 4 hour. Take a look. We bounced right up, and now we're at the 50 on the 4 hour. Has room to go up, and that's why it can keep going up and get into now this next inefficiency of voided price by that's empty. That's empty. All right. Okay. If we don't make it that high, this was a lower high to a lower low to a lower high, right? So, okay, pretty deep. What normal flow, if we don't make things complicating, is to then come down like this and to come now in here. Take out that guy, and I don't know how long this will take. Okay, that's option one. All right, I'll draw it in a second, but I feel like I'm missing something. So yeah, I told you about snapping there. 3 drives down, just getting these guys right here, popping up 75%. That's very specific, and why I'm mentioning this. You see it? I just want to make sure you see that guy right there too. See that? Look at that. So tapped it, came back. Where are we? We're in the 50% of that gap. We are sitting at the bottom of the bearish imbalance. So we popped up. If it's weak, we don't want to see it come above here. If it does, it's going to be used as support. I'm telling you right now in this video, if it's more bullish, then we're going to use this as support. Right now, it's looking heavy. 25% is right here of the bearish imbalance, which we knocked. I would assume that they built this so then they can come down in, and then now we have an empty opening range gap here. If you do a 50% range from this low to this high, that's sitting somewhere here. Oh, we have that, support level here. Might get to the 50 of the opening range. We'll see what they end up doing. I don't really care, but the logic here is just very fire. It really is. So logical levels, I can't really go more into it, but how I like to count this sequence is push 1, retrace for number 2, buy number 3, sell number 4. 4 is going to either stop here and buy again, or it's going to go through it. It went through it, so that's 4. All right, 4. And then here, up 5, down 6, up 7. Okay? And that's the smaller ranges. In the big range, it's move 1 all the way up, retrace number 2, and then is this going to be a push for number 3 up, or is this number 3 and we stopped and then now number 4 goes through? I'm trying to tell you, I know I might sound tripping and no one teaches this and explains this well, but let me tell you something. I see how they move. You know what I mean? It's like this is just what they do. Regardless of what they end up doing, I understand that the possibilities are there. What am I doing here? So, dollar. Also, okay, so the thing is if dollar's going to want to push back up now, you got voided a price too. That might kind of push us down from here. We'll see what happens. Not really relying on that. And then, again, I was going to say something, wasn't I? They did not take out that lows. No, those are all higher lows right there. And then, what's it called? Nothing really fabulous here. And then, wasn't important. This was a nice push up for a higher low for Dow, and then lower lows for S&P and Nas. Nothing really up there either, but just the logic of when we popped up here to sell back for this stuff, and it's just that's really basic in a way, but a little challenging at the same time. But you got to trust that analysis. You can see and the other reason why we're also pushing up is because I mentioned that we didn't have a body. I drew this yesterday. I made it very clear. I drew this literally yesterday. to say, and we were down here. So boom, right to it, bro. And they want to keep the price up here because they want to have a closed body, right? And that's key. And then there's a bearish imbalance. I didn't draw it, and I should have. Well, that's for Dow, but we had one on Nas, and I could have done that too. Let me go to it real quick. This is S&P. It's a very similar story. Oh, what a coincidence, right? And then oh, another thing I'm about to forget too is that the 4-hour. You see when we made that wick. Let me see if I can blow it up a little bit. See that wick when we closed with that 4-hour. We also, when we came down and closed, and then the 2 o'clock opened. Well, that's another reason why this is a great buy. You have the time involved, which is the 150 to 210, but then you can also look at this wick of the previous 4-hour candle as a gap, right? Because look, none of it was fair. Just to be honest with you, none of it was fucking fair. But in general, you have a big wick like that. Coming back up into it is logical. And look where the price is now. It's just sitting in this area here, 50 level on the gap, and then the bottom level of the bearish imbalance, the body. So you can see that. But I was gonna say something. I'm about to forget it. Shit. Breakout level right there, by the way. See this low right here? This was made on April 16. You see this low, lower high, and then we break through and we come in. We're testing it there. Kind of close to around to the 50. Then when we come down, when we come up too, they're also knowing that people are selling based off of that level as well, right? So you can see how we came to it. Didn't take out that guy. Did I show that? I gotta show it in a 15-minute. It's that high right there from Thursday last week. See that? See how we did not take that out? They squeezed it real tight. But their agenda was pretty much done, and because we were now up here, by the time we were up here with that agenda, the next agenda, the algo is saying, oh well, we got to come back down to wipe out these easy buyers, at the least, right? So simple logic right there. And then Nvidia. Also, another thing that was very key was because, for example, we had a gap here from Thursday, right, into Monday, and then notice how they left it empty originally, and to come down and wipe out the guys here. Well, now when the price is down here, what do? Well, when they pop up, they gap up again, and they leave that also in a way empty, because now they're trying to mosey on their way up here to get rid of some of this, right? So they did the same thing here when they dropped it. So when they pushed up, this is also letting me know that we're probably looking for buys today. See how I'm using all these ideas and confluence together? So, and then again, dirty, they tapped in, and then now we're in the middle. So now you got you have this above, you have this below, and it's kind of like back to central station again. And that's that's why I said yesterday this was going to get tricky. So the way they bought this was beautiful and it wasn't too tricky. But now I will say it will be more tricky than I said from yesterday, right? Because you literally have both sides of the market again. What's today? Tuesday. So Monday is definitely not the high. Monday could be the low. And if Monday is the low of the week, then we would want to see us popping up. I talk too much, don't I? 33 minutes. Again, okay, so I'm going to give you 4 options. Let's talk about, just say we're buying, okay? I'm going to say it's either going to go straight up from here or whatever, right? That's option 1 for buying, okay? And it's funny, someone can think, well, which option is it? It's like, dude, it doesn't work that way. You have to have the ideas. Let's just say this happens here or here. I don't know. Let's somewhere in here, but let's just go with this. And then it buys up. All right. Those are the 2 options for buying. Okay. For selling, it's gonna come down from fucking here. Okay, it's gonna go straight down. All right. Or, I mean, I would really like to say it just comes down from here. I don't see us coming any higher and then still selling. So I really liked what I just did there. But if it was to be complicating, then we, could do this. Why? Because remember, we still have that agenda there too. So could be like a triple top type of thing. But again, this is where it's like not sure what to do here. So Asia London kind of giving me the structure of up, and what was different about me right now is that I used to catch these buys and hold it into the next day. I'm doing very like selective trading lately because I have other stuff I'm doing, but um, you know, this is beautiful though. It is nice. I mean, come on, man. Lower low, lower high. Come on, like at the least, But they kept pushing, so we'll see what happens. I think I have overstayed my welcome. You guys take care. God bless.